Bridges. Okay, so we are going to activate and strengthen your glute muscles. A lot of people have done bridges, but it's very easy to do this exercise wrong. So let's go over the basics just to make sure as we're strengthening your rear end, we're doing it correctly. So you need the floor. I'm gonna use my yoga mat for comfort. You do whatever you need. And if you've done this exercise before, grab a band. I'm grabbing my light colored band, but you can go light or medium depending on where you're at. So laying on my back, I'm gonna get my feet about 12 to 18 inches from my rear end, and my heels are hip width distance apart. So with me, I want you to squeeze your butt. Go ahead and give a good squeeze. And what you should probably feel is your hips tipped up toward you a little bit and your back kind of flattened a little bit into the mat underneath you. So now I've got that squeeze going on. From there, I can lift my hips up to the ceiling. I can lower back down, and then I can release the squeeze. So we're gonna do 12 bridges here. We're gonna squeeze our butt every time. Ready? Squeeze, then lift, lower, relax. Squeeze, lift, lower, relax. Keep going. Squeeze, lift, lower, and squeeze, lift, lower. Keep doing that. So the reason we're squeezing our rear end before we lift is because a lot of people will go straight up and then they'll use their back muscles or their hamstrings to do this instead. Both of those muscle groups are working here, but they're not our primary worker. We want our glutes as our primary worker. Do one more with me. You know, on second thought, do two more. Here we go, last one. Okay, good work. So if you had pain with any of that, I still want you to initiate your glute squeeze and go up to a comfortable range. So we're doing the exercise, but we're modifying. If that felt manageable, pretty easy for you, and you've done this before, grab your resistance band. So I've got my light colored. I'm gonna wrap it around my hands, and then I'm gonna plant my hands right next to my hips. This time, I've got some resistance going on. Let's try it. Squeeze, lift, down, relax. And I tell you what, I'm glad I grabbed my easy resistance band, because if I'm expected to talk and exercise, you know, I can't overdo it. And right about now, you'll be realizing if you grab the right resistance band. If it feels easy, next time, guess what? You're grabbing a harder band. If this feels like the right challenge, you picked right. We've got 3 more. 2 more. Lift, lower, relax, squeeze, lift, lower, relax. Okay, good. So we've got one final set to go. You get to make the decision on if you're going to use your band for the 3rd set, or if you're not, or if you're gonna upgrade your band to a higher level. I'm gonna use my band for this final set. Things to keep in mind is, again, glutes are our primary worker. Everything else is working, but if you're getting cramps in other places, we need to lower down your bridge a little bit. If it feels comfortable, if your rear end feels like it's raring to go, let's do it. 12 more. Squeeze, lift, and lower. Okay, one other thing to keep in mind is your knee positioning. Sometimes people will knock their knees in toward each other, sort of as this passive support attempt. Other people will kind of widen their knees apart. I want you to keep your knees stacked right over your ankles, so your ankles and your knees are the same distance apart from each other. We've only got 4 more. We can do it. Here we go. Last 2. Final one. Squeeze, lift, lower, relax. Okay, good. There are other ways to do bridges. They're not necessarily wrong, But when we want to activate our glutes as our primary worker, initiating with that squeeze is what helps us do that. And your rear end is such an important muscle for walking, running, climbing stairs, pretty much any kind of upright ambulatory activity, that we want to make sure it's in shape and it can kind of support us as we go about our days. So you got your bridges done for the day, and good work. Go do something else.